Gruesome Herzog's horror movie review. Today's guest is David Z. Stamp. He played Ray Mann in the movie Easter Bunny Kill Kill. How you doing?
Pretty good, Gruesome. How you doing today?
Wonderful. I'm glad you came on today. Appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.
I see that I'm surprised I took you away from Football Sunday. Huh?
Yeah, I'm still watching it. It's just muted.
Well, the reason why I'm on here is I'm a Steeler fan, and obviously in my area, believe it or not, in Pennsylvania, they're not showing the game, so I have plenty of free time.
That's odd they wouldn't show it there, I guess, huh?
Yeah, they got the Baltimore Ravens on. That's just the way it is here. It's a battle struggle between two teams. Anyways, would you like to share to the audience your experiences of making Easter Bunny Kill Kill?
Yeah, sure. Originally, actually, I didn't even get a cast in it, but when someone didn't show up from New York to play their part, they switched some of the actors around, and then they called me up kind of last minute and said, "Do you still want to do the part?"
That's awesome.
So that's kind of funny. I was, after the audition, they thought, "Well, we'll get somebody else." But then the director was real happy with the part I did, of course,
Yes. That, like I said when I talked to you earlier on Friday, I said, this movie, by the title of this movie, you don't really if you don't follow movies, you really don't know what it's about. You know what I mean? And then when I watched it, I said, "Damn, this movie is good." I mean, it's action packed from start to finish.
Yeah, it's just because of Chad. Chad, the writer director. Yeah, he goes pretty far out. And same with Someone's Knocking at the Door. His his other movie, his more recent one. Yeah.
We'll talk about that one. That one is crazy. But Chad Farron, yeah, he's I'm starting to really like his work. I'm starting to really dig it.
Would you like to hear about his? He's about ready to direct another one.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, it's going to be called Dances with Werewolves.
Ooh.
And he's going to film it in Michigan starting in January, and it's set in the Civil War days, and they're out in the woods, the soldiers are, and there's some werewolves out there.
Nice.
So I don't know much more about it other than that, but it should be good. It should be fun.
Yeah, you know what? Because I do remember seeing that. I remember reading that. Now, the cast members, Timothy Muscatel, what's he like to work with?
He's a little bit maybe like eccentric or something. A little bit. He's a little bit kind of like. Well, he's kind of quirky, I guess you'd say.
Yeah, he seems.
He gets all stressed out over next to nothing. But he's really good at doing his parts, He gets you kind of, you call him artistic.
Yeah, he's that role he played in the Easter Bunny Kill Kill. He was like he's very how do you say this? When he's acting, he does it so well. I can remember the one scene in the movie where I guess it's towards the end where he's pounding on a bedroom door and he said, "Open this fucking door." And he says, "Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to holler at you." And then he goes, "Open his fucking door." And it gets louder and louder. He's an incredible actor.
Yeah, it's pretty good. He could change pace like that, huh?
Yeah. And then when he called you up on the phone, and of course we didn't know it was you until you spoke, but he said, I don't know, I can't remember what the lines he said when he called you, but he said about, "Yeah, I'm having a good time, but this, how do you say that? This,
Mongoloid kid or something."
Yeah, Mongoloid kid's a pain in my ass. And he goes,
he's talking about how much he likes your girlfriend, but he couldn't stand her kid.
Yeah, and then tell him what you said.
Well, that's unfortunate. There's probably a lot of guys like that, huh? That don't like the kid. But yeah, then he had me say, my idea to do that character was with a deep Harvey Firestone type voice.
Yeah.
But they wanted me to do this high pitched kind of, to me, sounds kind of like Michael Jackson kind of voice. So Then you go, let's see. You got a retarded boy with you? Can I play with him?
Awesome. You know, yeah, I'm laughing, and people are going to think that I'm some sadistical asshole, but they have to watch the movie to understand what you just said there. But as you know, and I can't say unless people didn't see it, but he leaves and goes and picks up some hookers, and then you're left alone with him, and then apparently you were sick, and you're walking down the hallway, and then I'm not going to go any farther from that because I don't want to give it all away, but the thing about this movie is there's so many unexpected turns in this movie that when you watch it, it seriously keeps you right in your seat, and you cannot look away from the movie. This movie is one of the best I've seen. I would say there's probably like 20 some that I've seen lately that I really enjoyed, and this is one of them.
Yeah, it's funny, and it's kind of dark, and it's got it's kind of chaotic at times, and there's all the blood and the gore, of course.
Yep, and that's what makes a horror movie.
It's got everything you want in a horror movie.
And the ending was totally awesome. I mean, one hell of a twist.
Oh, right, yeah, right. You found who's in the Easter Bunny mask, yeah.
And there's another one, too. But
yeah, right, with the family.
Right, I'm not going to say any more. So now, how was Ricardo Gray? I mean, he did a phenomenal job playing the boy. I mean,
yeah,
amazing.
Yeah, I think so. He was the character's 16, but he was 18 at the time, and this was filmed in 2006.
Right.
And when we got together to watch it, he seemed kind of embarrassed. I think he felt kind of uncomfortable playing a mentally challenged person, you know?
Right.
Like me being an overweight guy, I know sometimes you play a character where they're really making fun of the overweight person, you know? I think he felt kind of like he was getting made fun of there.
Right.
Because one time when we had a showing of it at before the movie was over, before the credits went over, he was gone. You know, after the credits were over, people were looking for him. Where's he at? But he had snuck out, you know. So I think it was because he seemed kind of like embarrassed playing that character.
Yeah.
But he played it so well. Maybe he should feel embarrassed. I don't know.
Yeah, I tell you what, you know, it's a shame that horror movies don't get nominated for an Oscar or for a performance. But I want to tell you something. If he would have made that performance in a regular drama, I can almost guarantee you he could have won a Best Actor award.
Yeah, he did really great. He probably played it better than Sean Penn and I Am Sam, you know.
Right.
Which I like Sean Penn a lot, but that seemed kind of forced a little bit. But, yeah.
I mean, he was talented. Now, how about Mama? How was Mom to work with? Charlotte Marie.
Well, just fine. I didn't really have any. I don't really have any.
You're right.
With her, so.
You're right. I didn't think about that. That was a dumb question. I'm sorry. But now, Trent Haga, the bum.
Right.
Now that was if I get my bearings straight, that was that huge guy, right? What was the big tall guy? I mean, the giant, the one that the little Mexican guy brought in the house. Oh, you know what? Never mind. I'm a dope. The bum.
That's okay.
Okay, I can't say anymore. I'll edit that out because I don't want to give it away. That was dumb.
Okay.
You know what I'm getting at. Who the bum is. But yeah, like I said, a lot of people were really jumping on this movie. It's really getting good reviews. I was talking to Chad Farron on Instant Messenger on Facebook the other day. Well, actually, it was emails. And he said, "Hi, how you doing?" I said, "Great." I said, "Yeah." I said, "2 great movies." He goes, "Great, thank you. Spread the word. Trust me. Both of these movies are worthwhile spreading the word." And while I'm talking about it, I might as well go right to it right now. The one that you mentioned, Someone's Knocking at the Door.
Right. Yeah, that one we made in 2008.
And now, this is one of them old-style grindhouse throwbacks. Now, when I seen this movie, the kills in the movie kind of freaked me out. I mean, it's way different than I ever seen, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, they're kind of sexually sadistic, right?
Exactly. And it's like, what? Now, when I tell people, I said, yeah, you got to see this movie. I said, basically the movie's about husband and wife in the 70s fucked their people to death.
Yeah, they were serial killers, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And they start laughing. I said, no. But that's the plot line, but you got to watch it to understand. So, it's kind of hard to explain about the movie without somebody laughing until they actually see it. Now, when it says 70s throwback, like the whatever that's called, the drugs and the movie, that movie was great from start to finish, because you never know what the hell you're actually seeing. Is it a dream? Is it actually happen?
Yeah, it's kind of an after-trippy movie.
Yeah, and I really enjoyed it again. I mean, like I said, Chad knows his shit. And from now on in, I'm going to keep an eye on what he makes, and I'm going to see it.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to the next one, too.
I'm trying to think here. Ezra Buzzington is John Hopper. Now, I was talking to him on Facebook as well a couple weeks ago. He seemed like a cool dude, too. What was he like?
Yeah, he is. He's pretty cool. Yeah, he seems like he's a pretty nice guy. He seems like he's been in a lot of things. He seemed real experienced, really knew what he was doing.
Right.
And you got to really test out somebody to create that character he created there.
Wow, I know. And Alina Woma. Now,
his wife, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Now, that one scene in the woods, I could not freaking believe. Oh, my God. You know what I'm talking about, too.
Yeah.
I said, what the hell? I said, damn, this is really interesting.
Yeah, it seems like it's destined to become a cult classic, and it's on its way, so that's good.
This movie, I guarantee you, will be a cult classic, because I'll tell you something. There ain't no horror movies that I've ever seen that has, this storyline, or the death, or the kills, or anything. It's going to be a 20 years from now, everybody's going to be talking about it. I can almost guarantee it's going to be like the original Last House on the Left back in '72. To this day, that is a cult classic, along with what's that? Deliverance.
Right.
Or The Exorcist. Those three movies, to this day, everybody knows and talks about. This is going to be one of them 20, 30 years from now.
Thanks. I agree. That's what I thought so too when I seen it. Just Chad's writing is so good. If something's wrong with him, I don't know. But it's funny.
I know.
It's funny because he's a PETA guy, a vegetarian guy, but then he makes these bloody, gory horror movies.
I know. He's just amazing. Noah Segan, Justin. How was he?
Good. Yeah, he was one of the producers on it, I believe.
Yep.
Yeah. So he's done a few different things. If you look him up on the internet.
Yeah. Jordan Lawson. Now, see, a lot of these guys, no offense, I have not heard of before. Well, I should say I don't recognize the name, but then when I go back to watch the movie, I say, oh, yes, I know who he is. Yeah, it's amazing as far as these independent horror films or even independent films alone. There's a lot of damn good actors in these movies that deserve to be brought out there. And the actors in this movie and the actors in the Easter Bunny Kill Kill, I mean, you included, you guys are going to be part. Like I said, 20 years from now, they're going to know exactly who you are.
That'd be pretty great. Some of the movies, someone's like, there are so many parts in it, so many people, it's such a big ensemble cast, it's kind of hard to keep it all straight.
Yeah, you're right. Especially this one. There's a lot of Now, your counterpart was also, let me think here. What was he in this? Officer? He was a cop, right?
Right. You mean Tim?
Yeah.
Yeah. He played my partner. He gets at the one scene where he's wearing that turtleneck sweater.
Yeah.
He really wanted to do like a Steve McQueen tribute by wearing that, by looking a little Steve McQueenish. that was one of his things.
Now, do you want to explain your part in the movie?
Well, a police officer, and he's supposed to be a throwback to maybe film noir days. And that was one thing. Tim wanted us both to grow mustaches, but for my character, that didn't really make sense because my character was more like a 1940s, or what a little bit like some touch of evil.
Right.
Yeah, he's such a big, heavy, corrupt detective.
Yep.
So in his name's Fuller. Like obviously he's really overweight.
Yeah, but you played
Detective Fuller.
You played a damn good part in it. That's all I gotta say.
Thanks.
But it's I'm so glad that you contacted me because I was trying to find somebody to interview from this movie because see. The thing about me is I can really get into an interview when it's in a movie that I really enjoyed. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's so much easier to relate. But
I appreciate how enthusiastic you are about them.
Oh, trust me, I ain't the only one. Like I said, I talked to a lot of people, and it's yes, that's a great movie. But you should be very happy. I'm telling you something. I'm not trying to butter your bread or whatever, but when I say this, these two movies they're just going to be gems. That's all I got to say. They're going to be gems. It's amazing. They say trying to find a diamond in the rough. Well, these are diamonds. I'm telling you.
Thank you.
I want to ask you a question. I was going to ask you. Sean Kane, he played Officer O'Malley. Is he not one of the producers of this movie, I think?
Wait, did he not what now?
Sean Kane. Wasn't he also one of the producers of this movie?
Yeah, he was, right.
I thought, yeah.
Yeah, he's been in a few things too, or done some of his own stuff. Yeah, he's really the one that was like a really co-producer.
Okay, yeah. Now, here's one I didn't see, which I'm going to check it out. Bloodthirst 2, Revenge of the Chupacabras. What the hell it's called?
Yeah, Chupacabras. Yeah, that was when I lived in Sacramento, and it's another little bunch of horror movie. I'm just in there in one scene playing a reporter.
Okay.
But it was kind of funny that the guy that did the movie, his name's Jonathan Mumm, M-U-M-M, and he works for a TV station in Sacramento. He works as a reporter for News 10 in Sacramento. Yeah, so, when a reporter asks a question, they'll say their name and what paper they're with, or what TV show, what TV network they're with.
Right.
So when my character got to ask this question, I said, Jonathan Mumm, News 10. And Jonathan Mumm, director, says, cut. No, we're not going to do that. So you didn't recognize it'd be kind of a neat trivia question, wouldn't it, to have the...
Yeah.
I wish he did, but he didn't use that. But that would have been really funny.
It would be. Actually, if I'm not mistaken, did he also he had a role in this movie, didn't he? Yes,
I'm not sure. That I don't really remember that. That was his second one. I know.
Yeah.
Of that, he did a first one about a chupacabra.
Yeah. You know what? I think I did see that first one.
Yeah. Then the when they made the box for the first one, the company they got to put it out on video. The chupacabra looked a lot different than was in the movie.
Oh, okay.
So for the second one, they did it whereas that whole first one had been a dream, and then they designed the chupacabra in the second one to match what it looked like on the box of the first one.
Oh, okay. Well, you know what? Come to think of it, apparently it must be about the Mum family that did the movie. Because you had Frederick, Jonathan, Dan. Well, that's interesting.
Yeah. I don't know what he's doing since then, because that was about 5 years ago or 6 years ago or something.
Let me see.
Probably about 5 years ago. I mean, I live in L.A. now, so I don't really keep up with all the people from Sacramento.
Right.
A couple of them, but mostly not. He's a really nice guy. You know, that was, we all worked for free, but then when he made a little money off of it, he sent everybody a check, which he didn't have to do, so that was nice.
Yeah, that's cool, yeah. Yeah, let's see. He's been doing a lot of acting. Yeah. Because he has...
Pittsburgh's going in for a touchdown. They're on the 7-yard line.
Sweet. Is it
still 13-3?
Awesome. Can you believe that? Down to Charlie Batch?
Or I don't think he's so bad.
Or is Dixon playing?
Well, they switched to another game now. For that red zone.
All right.
Now they're jumping all. Well, now they're back to the game. Now they're back to Pittsburgh because they're so close down in there. Let's see. Hold on for a second. I'll tell you who's quarterbacking. Mm-hmm. 2nd and 6 from about the 9-yard line or 8-yard line. Oh, it's a handoff, so they lost a couple yards on that one.
Oof.
Anyways, let me tell you about a couple of things I worked on more recently, if I could.
Go ahead.
I worked on a music video parody of a Miley Cyrus song. You know the Miley Cyrus song, Party in the USA?
Yeah.
So this one's in the USA. So it's on YouTube. It's kind of bathroom humor. It's kind of crude and everything, but I thought it was funny.
Now,
you see me make a fool of myself with like my shirt off, or I'm sitting on a toilet and everything. So it was done really well.
Now, what was it called again? When you said it, it broke off.
Okay, there's a Miley Cyrus song, "Party in the USA."
Right. So
this is a music. This is a parody of that called "Farting in the USA."
Oh, farting! No way.
So it's funny. I'm gonna make a fool of myself with my shirt off, my big fat stomach hanging out, and one scene I'm in the bathroom on the toilet,
yeah.
at a porta potty.
Yeah.
So it's pretty funny. It was done really well,
That's awesome. Hey, you know what? Hey, it takes an actor or a performer. If they ain't afraid to do anything, that's a performer. Remember that.
Yeah, thanings.
No problem.
This week coming up, I got an audition for that. Do you know that TV show 1,000 Ways to Die?
Yes.
There's going to be some part where a storyline where a really overweight guy was in a wheelchair. He was pretending to be a vet, I guess, to get money.
Right.
And then I guess somehow he ends up dying, but it said in the casting notice you have to be willing to put, what are those, what do you call those, maggots? Oh, it said in the casting notice you have to be ready, you have to be willing to put maggots on you.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, that'd be weird to be in a one where they put maggots on you.
Well, actually, Bill Oberst Jr., I think next Wednesday he's filming for an episode of that as well.
Oh.
I don't know what episode it's called, but he's doing one too.
I wonder what his part is.
I don't know, because he wrote it on his Facebook. I can't remember what he said. It has to do with, oh God, I don't remember.
So my thing on Tuesdays is an audition. It's not a part, but it would be a really fun part to get.
Well, I think you'll get it.
Hey, all right.
I think you
audition for one part where this guy was siphoning gasoline out of a car, and he ended up swallowing too much gasoline, and then he lit a cigarette and blew up.
Oh, shit.
That would be a funny part to play. I wish I would have got that one.
Oh, damn. No shit. My son watches that show all the time. I gotta start watching that show. He likes that show.
I watched it a couple of times. It's pretty funny.
I seen one where he showed me where a guy, I think he, I don't know, I think he wore a suit to act like he's a whale or something on beach on the sand.
Yeah.
But by the time before he could get to the water, he died. I guess because his body, what's that word when you...
Dehydrate?
Yeah, whatever, but he freaking croaked before he got to the water. I said, damn, Tim, you watch this shit? Yeah, I got to start watching that show. I've heard a lot of good stuff about that show.
Did you watch Mansers?
You know what's funny?
Man Answers?
I don't watch much TV at all. I'm mostly on the computer, doing my thing or watching movies. So I really should start watching some of these new shows because there are some good ones out there.
Yeah, it's some funny stuff. That's why I'm a big movie fan. I like movies quite a bit.
But, yeah, I tell you what, I'm just glad you came on, but, I just loved your performances in both of them. It should lead to more roles.
I hope so. I mean, that's the reason I moved here to L.A. is to try to make it as an actor. So you never know what your big break could be, but either of those could be it.
Yep. You play a cop good, that's for sure.
Yeah, I got a good look for it, people say.
Yep. But you also play a bad guy pretty good, too.
Yeah. Thanks.
And you got that slow walk.
Right, with on the crutches and everything, right?
How'd you do that? I mean, to make you look like you're freaking, like I guess it's meant to be that you're overweight and, you're tired or whatever, but it's amazing how these actors can really put their souls into their performances. It just, when somebody can do that, that makes them a damn good actor. That's all I got.
And Chad kind of directed it like when you're walking on the crutches, twist them into the ground so it looks like you're more having a struggle walking.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I guess it worked good.
It did.
And one funny thing about it is when I did my part, Ricardo wasn't even there.
Right.
It's funny how you could be in a scene with someone and then you're not even filming on the same day.
Ain't that weird?
Yeah, when they edit together, it looks like you're in the same room as them or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, because it showed a shot to where now I don't know if you've seen this, but I forgot to mention it.
Funny, huh?
Yeah, it was. I mean, he did. I'm not gonna keep tooting his horn, but I mean, I reviewed this movie on my podcast. If you haven't listened to it, if you get a chance, check it out. But I raved about it. I said great acting, great storyline, and that goes for everybody, including the hookers.
Oh yeah, those are some attractive hookers, huh?
Yeah, and poor Loopy.
One of my favorite scenes is when they're in the car with, the main character, and then he gets that cold, chaotic feeling at one point.
Yeah, I don't kiss.
Say, everybody calm down. That's one of my favorite parts.
Yep, I don't kiss. But yeah. Yeah, it's like I said, yeah.
There's something I like to make people aware of. This is a little bit of a political thing, but there's a video on the internet called Conspiracy of Silence, and it's about like a sex scandal.
Okay.
Kind of like what the Catholic Church has been involved in, but it's not necessarily dealing with Catholics. But if people would, I'd like to ask people to check that out. I'd like to ask people to watch that, Conspiracy of Silence. You could do a word search for it. It's on Yahoo Movies. It's about 55 minutes long. If you like it, pass it around the internet or post a link to it. It's also on Johnny Gosch, GOSCH.com. Johnny Gosch was a kid that got kidnapped back in 1982.
Wow.
So, Conspiracy of Silence.